All right, hey there, it's Michael Fitzpatrick, and we are officially down in Washington, D.C. We just finished the first day of PowerUp 2013, and we are finishing up here the top 20 reason countdown to attend PowerUp this year. And I know it's a little late in the game for some of you that might not have gone or might not be here this weekend, but let me just give you a recap real quick of the first day. So Michael Falquist basically laid out for us the fact that we're in Washington, D.C., and he showed a picture of a blueprint that 200 years ago they had an idea and a vision of what Washington, D.C. could be. There was no real roads, there was no major systems of any sort, but they had a vision of what could be built on the hill here. And all of a sudden, 200 years later, millions and millions of people in the city and the surrounding areas are benefiting from the dreams and the vision that some people had. So we kicked it off. Michael Falquist gave an amazing kickoff speech or presentation and really set the tone for the day. And newly announced Meredith Burkage as president. She actually is the one who is just helping to run and MC the whole event, and she came in with enthusiasm. She came in with a gusto of just excitement, and also kind of raised the bar of where the energy level was at the very beginning of the day. And then Cami Mamie came out, and Cami's new title is Chief Strategy Officer. And she mentioned some really interesting things. I want you to think about this. She talked about Rene Descartes, who basically said, "I think, therefore I am." And she made us really go deep inside ourselves and think about, viridian as a verb versus it being a noun. And she ultimately concluded that we inspire, therefore we matter. So instead of "we think, therefore I am," she said, "we blank, therefore we matter." Because we do really matter. We're making a significant impact in this world in many different areas. Social life for people, relationships, financially. We're giving back into the world. We're bringing water to villages in remote areas of the world. We're bringing electricity and power to villages that have never had it before. So she said, we inspire, therefore we matter. We catalyze. Look up the word catalyze. It's a powerful word. We catalyze, therefore we matter. And we lead, therefore we matter. So she talked basically about the fact that they call it an overreach day, which is the day in which we are starting to consume on a daily basis more than the earth actually can provide and produce for our means. And that day came this year, which means that right now we're consuming at a rate that is greater than the earth can provide and produce to meet our needs. So the whole issue of sustainability is just powerful, and the trend is going to be absolutely off the charts for the next 20 or 30 years. After lunch today, we had two massive presentations that are game changers in this business. The first one was the announcement of a strategic partnership with Solar City. Now, if you don't know Solar City, I would look it up immediately. And we actually had a guest speaker who was the CEO and the co-founder, Lyndon Rive, or Rivy, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. But basically, if you've ever heard the name Elon Musk, if you've ever heard of PayPal or the car, Tesla, this is his cousin. And Solar City, I believe, is about a $2 or $3 billion company, one of the fastest growing solar company in the business, and they've never had an exclusivity in a relationship or partnership before until now. So Michael Falquist, our CEO and founder at Viridian, made this happen. The two of these forces coming together, guys, I can tell you that for the next 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 years, you are in the right place at the right time. We heard from Bob Quintana, we heard from Joe O, top income earners. Jim Kenny, my uncle, gave a great presentation. We heard from all the Diamond ambassadors and Diamond partners. I should say Diamond partners, not Diamond ambassadors, not yet. But basically what they talked about was trends. And Bob Quintana gave a great synopsis of his career. He said, you know what? When telecom first happened, 20, 30 years ago, he said, I missed that trend. And lots of friends of his became multi-millionaires when that happened. And what was interesting? Back then they thought that only 4% of American households would adopt, or American persons would adopt, cell phones. They went around and said, who owns a cell phone in the room? everybody's hand went up. So telecom was a huge boom. Then all of a sudden, he talked about Wall Street, and there was a real bear market for 15 years or so, 20 years. And he said that he could have done really well on Wall Street, but he missed that opportunity too. And he had a very successful consulting career anyway, but these were big trends that he really didn't capitalize on. Then he talked about Google. Google was an $84 or $85 share when it opened up through its IPO, and people thought that was kind of crazy because the tech bubble burst just happened, and next thing you know, Google went through the roof. Look up Google stock and see what that trades at now, but that was a gigantic opportunity that he had a lot of cash. He was going to invest that in Google, decided to pull back and step out and say, no, not right now. So he missed that. Well, guys, energy, deregulation, green living, sustainability, the market, the economy are about to go back down the other direction. What does that mean for us? It means that people are open. They're looking for opportunities because whatever they're doing, the vehicle that they're driving, we live in the 21st century today, and the economics today are significantly different than they were 10, 15, 20 years ago, meaning that what once worked years ago is not going to be what works today. And if you don't have something secondarily to supplement your income that's residual based, whether it's $2,000, $5,000, $20,000, $100,000 a month, that's what network marketing can provide. So after the Solar City announcement, and all the top leaders and Bob Quintana and many, many other folks, then we heard from Eric Worre. Well, Eric Worre's been in this profession for 20 some odd years, and he's been in the ups and the downs and this and that, and he wrote a book called Go Pro, which has actually been on the top selling list of Amazon for 144 consecutive days, which is mind-boggling unto itself. But anyway, guys, that's just day number 1, and I'm telling you right now that whoever's involved in this company, whoever's part of Veridian, you can basically write your ticket. You can write your future. You can't go back and change the pages that have been written in your story up until now. So from when you're born to where you are today, all those experiences have prepared you to be where you are right now at this moment in time. All the pages going forward are unwritten in the book. And you have an opportunity right now to write the ending to your story for yourself, for your family, not just for now, and not just for your lifetime, but for your children's lifetime, for your great-grandchildren's lifetime. Leave a legacy. Guys, we're sitting on top of the largest trend our nation has ever seen. Warren Buffett said it's going to be the single largest transfer of wealth in our nation's history. We've got Jack Welch said this is going to be bigger than the internet. So anyway, the top reason to be at PowerUp right now is to feel like this, is to feel this excited, and you want to be at every event. And Eric Worre basically said, if you're going to commit to this industry, commit to going pro. Be a professional. Never miss an event ever again, right? Show up at the annual convention every year. And guys, the journey is just beginning. It's just starting. We're 3 years into this thing. We've laid a great foundation, and that foundation is for you and for your family and for generations to come to capitalize on. Think about how much different the world will be if you become financially free, if you become time free, if you have time to spend with charities and your family and your kids, doing things that are meaningful that you actually enjoy, instead of sticking yourself at work in a cubicle, working with people that you hate, not making enough money to live freedom. So the number 1 reason to be at PowerUp is to feel like this. I mean, this emotion right now that I'm bringing to you, this feeling, this sense of pride, this sense of satisfaction, this sense of conviction and posturing only comes by plugging into big events. So if you couldn't make it this year, we're definitely counting on you to be there next year. We have 1,500 people already registered for next year by lunchtime today. Next year's event, I believe, is going to have 5,000 people. We want that to be part of you, for you and your family. Thanks for sticking with me for these top 20 reasons. It's been a blast. My name is Michael Fitzpatrick. I am Generation V.